The Congressional Black Caucus Foundation is holding its 6th annual Heritage Avoice Awards tonight to honor the contributions of African-American elected officials. This year's honorees are 2 CBC founding fathers, Michigan Congressman John Conyers, who was the longest serving member of Congress with 50 years under his belt. He's a proud Kappa. I'm not going to hold that against him. And the former chair, Congressman Charlie Rangel. Of course, he is alpha man. Just want to let y'all know. Here to tell us more about it, President of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, Shuanise Washington, and Congressman Chaka Fattah of Pennsylvania, and also the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Board. Folks, what's happening?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. So the Heritage Award. So it's been going on 6 years, and have you only focused on Black members of Congress, or have you honored folks outside of the political space?
No, we have as you mentioned, this is our 6th year, and the Heritage Celebration honors individuals and organizations who have made a tremendous impact and significant contributions to the preservation of African American history over a long period of time.
The focus here is on history, and but we have honored individuals. Stevie Wonder one year,
yes.
And this year we've taken the opportunity to acknowledge the contributions of Congressman Conyers and the alpha among the two, Charlie Rangel, because they are founding members of the Congressional Black Caucus. But it's going to be a tremendous event, and we really have an opportunity to continue to work at the foundation. This year I know that you have a love for education, as do I. We've done $600,000 in scholarships for young people, but part of that is because of the work of people who've come before us, and to take a minute and to say thank you to Charlie Rangel and the Conyers, and to support our history preservation project, Avoice, which chronicles the work of African American members of Congress.
For folks who don't know, I mean, there's a difference between, and explain to them the difference between the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
Well, the Congressional Black Caucus is the legislative and policy-making body made up of the 46 members of Congress. The Congressional Black Caucus Foundation is actually a 501c3 organization, and our focus is on philanthropic and programmatic opportunities. Our mission is to develop leaders, inform public policy, and educate the public. So we work very closely and are very fortunate to have members of the Congressional Black Caucus involved in our activities and programs, but we're two distinct organizations.
It was set up by the caucus years ago so that work that could not be done in the Congress, that needed to be done in the community, could be done. The foundation, we've invested in African-American owned banks. We have millions of dollars invested in African-American owned banks around the country. We've done scholarships. We have a major new initiative we're getting ready to roll out called the Permanence Project, which you will love because it really gives a real-time opportunity for people interested in public policy to know what's happening on the Hill. Who's introducing what committees.
Because I have been, let me see, how many CBC Foundation chairs have I ticked off over the years?
Right.
Because one of the issues I've always had is that when you look at the thousands of people who are coming through the caucus weekend, you look at all of these brain trusts. Every year I would say, okay, how are you informing people that this is what is happening with this particular bill, this is what's going on? And I had people who were telling me, they were saying, well, we really can't. I'm like, no, actually you can. You're not endorsing a bill. You're simply saying, this is what's actually happening.
Right, well, the foundation is going to take technology, which is here and it's present, and you're going to be able to know exactly what's going on in Washington, what committees are considering, what members are doing, what think tanks think about those ideas, so that we're not going to tell you what to do about that information, but we know that, as you've said every day on this show, that when people have information, they can act on it in an intelligent way.
Right. And I'd like to commend the chairman for his visionary leadership in that regard. And I think not only what the chairman said, but importantly, we have over 9,000 people that convene in Washington, D.C. in September for our annual legislative conference, where there's several hundreds of thousands of African Americans around the country who never participate in that conference. So the Permanence Project, which is this virtual community, will allow us to share that information around the country in communities with African Americans.
Well, and again, I think that because what often happens is we'll get word after something
the
is
fact.
already
That's
gone.
right.
And then you're going, no. We have the ability to actually
That's
impact
right.
it when it's in committee.
That's right.
When it's actually coming up. And I think what it also does, it takes, again, those discussions that happened in September to say, okay, we had this discussion. This is now what's happening. And so this is actually the outgrowth of those brain trust discussions.
Right.
That's exactly right.
So when we roll that out, hopefully we can have our team come in and.
All right, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I mean,
We're a couple of weeks away.
I would write something every single year, and I would always have a CBC chair mad at me, and I'm like, look. I said, until you do it, I'm going to keep writing it.
Well, we're doing it.
That's right.
We like the fact that you help push us.
All right, then. Well, the awards tonight, are they going to be streamed online? Are people going to be able to see it?
It won't be streamed online, but we have a few tickets left available.
See, we gotta start
So
that.
encourage your viewers, CBCF,
That's the next thing we're going to do.
That's the other
See?
deal.
But we did stream the prayer breakfast.
Absolutely.
Right.
That was our
That's
first
right.
experience through the TV One network, and
That's
we
right.
reached millions of households.
Oh, absolutely.
So, we need to do more.
So I'm a firm believer in if you can't be here, use
That's
technology to get it to folks as well.
Well, we are
So,
moving in that direction.
All right.
Lightning speed.
all right,
You stay on it.
All right, we'll do. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Good luck with tonight.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Folks, coming up, News One Now, author and director Crystal McCrary joins us to talk about her new sports documentary, Little Baller, and also my interview with the power team behind Common Ground ad firm Black Enterprises Ad Agency of the Year, 2 alpha men as well. Also, Lorenz Tate talks about all the projects that are keeping him busy. Folks, hit me up with your thoughts on Twitter at News1 or at Roland S. Martin, or go to our News One Now Facebook page. 28 before top of the hour, News One Now on TV1.